Charlie's Angels Exposed. TV Guide's truth behind the rumors.
Tonight, an all-new TV Guide, the truth behind the rumors. Charlie's Angels is one of the most successful TV shows in history. But behind the scenes was a shocking story of manipulation, sex, and scandal.
At the beginning of Charlie's Angels, it must be what, the rock stars experience today.
Somebody got into her trailer on the set and tried to rape her.
I can't even sneak into a restaurant or a movie theater.
When people would say, "Which angel are you?" she would say, "I'm the one who can act."
I demand a lot of myself, and I demand as much, but not more, of the people around me.
Frankly, it's a pain in the ass.
Well, we were ordered to get them into bathing suits and shower scenes.
I never felt exploited. I felt it was mild.
I was asked to make sure the nipples were revealed in the coming out of the water.
I said to myself, it's good for ABC, but bad for civilization.
All tonight on TV Guide, the truth behind the rumors. Throughout the early 70s, primetime TV was dominated by male-oriented action shows. But by 1976, 60% of American TV watchers were adult women. The networks capitalized on this wave with shows that featured beautiful female stars, like Policewoman, The Bionic Woman, and Wonder Woman. Aaron Spelling and Leonard Goldberg, producers of The Rookies, SWAT, and Starsky and Hutch, decided to follow the female trend, but multiplied it by 3.
We came up with the idea of doing a detective show with 3 beautiful girls. Actually, it was a show that we called the Alley Cats. The Alley Cats because the 3 girls' names were Allison, Leland, and Catherine, and so they were the Alley Cats.
The Alley Cats was originally to be the story of 3 policewomen, and from the beginning, Aaron Spelling had one of the leads cast, his female co-star of The Rookies, Kate Jackson. But Kate had her own ideas about the show, including changing the characters from policewomen to the more glamorous world of private detectives.
Kate Jackson had sat down with Aaron Spelling and kind of winged the whole idea to do a show led by 3 women. And Aaron had said that, what are they going to be? And, well, we should call them, and she looked across the room and saw a picture of an angel on the wall and said they should be called Angels.
Kate's input also included the idea of Charlie's voice coming across the speakerphone, also based on the squawk box in Spelling's office. Spelling and Goldberg pitched the show to Michael Eisner, ABC's Senior Vice President for Primetime Production and Development, and a superior, Barry Diller.
Aaron and I had breakfast with them, and it was not an overwhelming response. It was kind of like, let's order.
In fact, Diller and Eisner thought it was one of the worst ideas they had ever heard.
I thought it was an interesting concept, because rarely do you see 3 girls as a lead in a show.
The pilot script for Charlie's Angels, co-produced by Spelling Goldberg and a production company owned by Natalie Wood and her husband, Robert R.J. Wagner, sat in production limbo until the new head of ABC TV arrived, Fred Silverman.
I looked at one of the old development books, and there it was, listed as a busted project. And I read the one-liner on it and thought it sounded kind of interesting.
Silverman gave the go-ahead for a pilot, and auditions began. The list of potential angels would eventually include Michelle Pfeiffer, Kim Basinger, Sherry Belafonte, Connie Selica, Suzanne Summers, and Kathy Lee Gifford. To complement Jackson's dark hair, a blonde beauty was essential. They found her in a young Texas woman who was already a TV presence from Wella Balsam and Ultra Bright commercials.
Mother never told me about Ultra Bright.
Farrah Fawcett Majors, wife of $6 Million man Lee Majors, had recently appeared in 3 Spelling Goldberg TV movies and was the hands-down choice for the athletic blonde Jill Monroe.
We had the dark-haired angel and the blonde angel, and we said, well, we should get a redhead.
And I wasn't a redhead. And so I went in red and didn't give a particularly great reading. And RJ, Robert Wagner, said, this is the girl for you. Forget the redhead. You got to go with her. And I think he really sold them on me.
The voice of Charlie was originally to be played by Oscar winner Gig Young. But on the day of taping, Young was allegedly too drunk to record his lines. So at 11:30 that night, Spelling convinced John Forsythe, an old friend, to put a coat over his pajamas and take on the role of Charlie. With the casting finally in place, an even bigger problem arose: the script.
My reaction to the pilot script, which I okayed, was that this was an awful script.
Fred came across it, we talked about it, and he was very enthusiastic about it. He liked the idea very, very much.
Reluctantly, we shot the script. And as the dailies came in, my opinion of the material didn't change very much, but I was more convinced than ever that we had in this combination a dynamite team of young women.
And it just was the right thing at the right time, and it was just lucked out.
They could read the phone book and it wouldn't make any difference. The show would be a hit.
After the first day of shooting, when ABC saw the dailies, they called up and wanted to fire Jackie Smith, because they said, well, we don't think she's a very good actress. And we said, in case you hadn't noticed, Shakespeare has not written this particular sonnet.
The combination of a weak script, insecurity about casting, and production infighting all pointed to almost certain disaster. Charlie's Angels debuted on March 21st, 1976.
Now, in that atmosphere, the show airs, the first one, and it is a monster success.
Seinfeld, which was the biggest hit of the decade, of the 90s, averaged about a 31, 32 share. This got a 55.
Well, the next week, when it happened again, now came the first hints from the front office of trouble. Now there were signs of maybe we shouldn't make this show too good.
Without question, having three beautiful and glamorous leading ladies helped make Charlie's Angels one of television's most successful shows. But keeping up that beauty and glamour also made it one of the most difficult to produce.
We wake up at 5:30 every day, and I get home at 8 at night, and it's hard.
When you're in front of the camera, you do have to be aware of how you look.
David Soul could show up for Starsky and Hutch for an 8 o'clock call at 7:45, throw some lather on his face, shave, and he's out there, whatever kind of night he had, he can do it. Kate Jackson, Jacqueline Smith, Farrah Fawcett, they can't do that.
So there's constantly a mirror, and there's matching, or there's fixing the hair, or something.
It's a long time for hair and makeup. It's a long, long time to get the clothes right.
This show is glamour-oriented, and, the clothes and the wardrobe fittings, and it's overpowering.
And that's hours a day where it's just over and above the 12 hours a day that you're guaranteeing your crew shooting time.
The hours are draining.
As successful as Charlie's Angels was with the public, it was met with an equal amount of disdain from the critics. The sexy clothes and situations gave rise to a new phrase in television.
The show with the jiggles.
Jiggle.
A jiggle show?
Kind of jiggling.
Time magazine went so far as to call Charlie's Angels family-style porn.
I don't have a lot of publicity things sent to me. I try not to read those because there's so much bad. And with the little good that filters in.
Feminists likened Charlie's Angels to a pimp and his girls.
They talked about Charlie's Angels being sexually exploited. We really weren't. We were these independent women who always set out and accomplished our feat, so to speak. I mean, we always got the bad guy. So I frankly think they should have applauded that it was three girls as leads in a show.
Whether it was considered feminism or pure jiggle, the producers knew better than to tamper with success.
Well, we were ordered to get them into bathing suits and shower scenes.
I even had a note on one occasion when shooting them coming out of a swimming pool. I was asked to make sure the nipples were revealed in the coming out of the water.
But the girls got tired of bathing suits without motivation in the story.
I'm just beginning to realize that I have more to offer than just, a face and a body.
I never felt exploited. I felt it was mild.
Jackie was wearing a white bathing suit. And I saw nothing, I sincerely saw nothing wrong. She looked beautiful in it. Apparently you could see through the bottom part of the suit. I'm busy shooting a scene. I'm not looking at anybody's crotch particularly.
We were unapologetic and remain unapologetic about what we did.
I said to myself, it's good for ABC, but bad for civilization.
Coming up, Farrah's popularity produces tension between Charlie's Angels.
All of a sudden, you've got the most famous woman in the world, boom, being the sidekick to Kate Jackson. Well, that wasn't going to work.
Kate Jackson gets her reputation.
Hence the word difficult comes into the picture.
And Jaclyn Smith finds her life in jeopardy.
She was walking the dog and someone jumped out of the bushes and attacked her.
When TV Guide, The Truth Behind the Rumors continues.